You can do a full bolt check on the front suspension, back suspension, subframes, cross members, engine bolt. You can do a full bushing check, back and front, back diff, diff carrier. You can check all the fluids. You can check the brakes also. So the customers mainly complaining about a juddering when coming off the clutch. But when he had brought it to get the car checked, it actually has some slap bolts between the gearbox and the engine. So when he depress the clutch, the engine will separate from the gearbox. So being so, we decided that we can do a full bolt check and make sure that everything else tight and in position. Slap bolt. Slap bolt. So this hole like where it says bottom arm, bolt slap. So below I had gear slap bolts. Let me check the above. Slap bolt. You can do is check the starter bolts on this side. On the board like that. Slap. Check this one. Slap also. Engine mount bolt slap. Alright, we're gonna start by checking bottom arms and top arms. You can see that all of them actually having power flex bushings. The front diff carrier also carries power flex bushings, so those would be good. I don't know where they have the stock bushing and still the power flex between there, but that's how they set it up. This is also the same thing, power flex. The rear diff carrier, power flex also. So all of those should be good. The shock bushings and the hub bushings, all of those still seem intact and good. Bottom arm bushings to the back subframe, all those seem good. To the back suspension, pretty sound. What we find at the front, ball joint and the boot still good. Rack ends and rod ends were changed before, not too long ago. All those parts seem new. Rack end and rod ends on this side, parts seem new. We got a burst boot, like a burst rack end boot. So we'll put that on the list. Check the other side. The boot's still good. Twist a bit, but this one's still good. Drop links still seem good. just got some tear on the boot on the drop links also, but that shouldn't be no problem for right now. Alright, you see what the leaks you see here now. We got engine oil running down from the top of the engine, it seems like. Everything else on this side seems pretty clean. All we do is come down and see how the top look. I actually remember seeing an exhaust leak. Yeah, exhaust leak, and it actually got slapped over there. Like, jeez, man. Ain't got no nut on the other side of it. You can see a couple oil leaks coming from the head running down on the exhaust manifold and exhaust gasket. So you need most of the valve cover gasket to stop that oil leak. The top gearbox bolt here, so that has on the ground oil for the battery. That there was actually slack. Also the back one at the top was slack also. So you can just check the other ones, and then we can check the transfer case bolts that are at the top of the transfer case. Make sure those good. You see the power steering leak here, so now coming from the top of the power steering pump on the line. And then take it off. Mostly that can be the seal, the rubber inside of there that goes around the bolt. So either that seal leaking or the line leaking, one of the two. So we got all genuine parts, especially oil filter plugs. You can change the valve cover gasket and the plug seals. You can change the rack and boot, and we got the Torco race oils. If it want oil, it's usually always low in oil. So this is one of my favorite tools and so from the $3 store. Usually they don't usually got it in stock too often, but once they see it, they buy 2 or 3 of them to keep put down. check the girl next at the back there. What we're gonna do now is put in the oil, and then we're gonna take out the plugs and put back in the plugs before you change the valve cover gasket. That way that just in case when the plugs out, when they pulling off the gasket and the bolts start drop down inside the cylinder and give me more work than I had bargained for.
Yeah.
and boot. I think that's the only final and last thing to do. The rack and boot. The rack and boot, and then just test drive it. Make sure that you don't have no problems or issues. But what we need to do is also wash down the front of the engine. Power steering lead. Alright, so my gosh, actually gonna write that down, you forget. Power steering lead and the rack and boot, steering rack boot. That should be it. Alright, so we're back again, day 2. We're just gonna try to finish off with the boot and just check the power steering lead. So we can just send it up in the air, take off the wheel, and take off the rod end and get started on the boot. Changing the seal from off the top and the bottom to see if that it would actually stop the leak, because the other seal it had on don't seem to be holding the pressure. This one here seems to be sealing tight inside the line. So we'll just change the bottom one the same thing too, rather than just changing one because it's only one we can